Welcome, wrestling fans and random viewers for different types of media, websites, platforms, or other kind of outlets for the connection web. This is the first edition of my own special Q&A shuffling gamble thinking I'm going on in the YouTube wrestling circus. So, this is hosted by me, the Wrestling Shuffler. This is the first edition of a Q&A I ever done in this channel. But unlike the other two editions of the Q&A or Shuffle and Gamble, this has a little bit of a twist to it. I did this is an experimental kind of a Q&A shuffling gamble concept thinking. I'm trying to a prototype, if you can call that, on this edition, because I felt that the two Q&A shuffling gamble videos I did were too vulgar, too conventional, too much of the same type of Q&A vids you normally see on the YouTube videos in general. So I looked at it and I say, well, this is a bit too conventional. It's boring. It's too much of the same, you know. So me having a creative pride about myself, I decided to give a little twist, to give a little unique feeling, creative edge into even the Q&As I do, the shuffling gamble thingies. So that leads us to another question: is Wrestling Shuffler, why are you holding a fruity ass kitty-less kitty type of ball under your hand? I don't understand that. Well, I'm going to say this. This is my new version, my new type of way to do a Q&A. As you can see, there are 3 boxes right in front of you. A Q and N, you can call that, and an A right in the finger. So I didn't do that just to look pretty in the picture, in the thumbnail. I did that because in these 3 boxes are experimental questions from the Shuffleland family. So this is an experiment prototype, as I said earlier in this video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll the ball in one of the boxes. The box I reach the first, it's gonna be the box that I hit the damn ball will be the box I will put out the question and read the questions and answer. The questions shuffled, the questions gambled, and I shuffle the questions. So, let's start playing the Shuffling Gamble by me, the Wrestling Shuffler. So, here's how it goes. I'm going to try it out for the Q out there. Okay, ready, set, and yeah! Q has been cut off. So let's see what question we have for the Q. So, okay. So, whoops. So the question we have in K is from Auntie. Damn Auntie, son gun Auntie. Why do you ask me? Why did you hire me? Well, to give it you simple, Auntie, the reason I hired you was because you were the only guy, was the only object with hands I ever have in my house. My parents' house. Yeah, I live with my parents. This is Portugal, so fuck you. So, basically, you are the only type of guy worthy enough or should I say competent enough, to do this job here for me in the Magical Mystery pay-per-view prediction videos. But it turns out you're not quite as competent as you look. It's not quite as Andy as you look. But why do I stick to you? Until I find another Andy. You're still in ironclad contract, just like the Big Show. Okay. The second question is, what YouTube channels do you like to see? YouTube channels, wrestling-wise, I only watch with all my attention, all my loving, and all of my being, OTRS Central, from the Schlag Daddy. Although I give a couple of watch of channels like, OK Fabe, In the Rope Show, what kind of other channels did I see? Oh, British Fist, you know, the major medium-size type of channels. But I usually on spare time also like to watch new up-and-comer channels and hopefully give them a helping hand. And give them a bit of a shout out, you know, because I believe in this YouTube wrestling circus, we are supposed to help out. And that's what I try to do, as well. Other people did that for me. So, thank you very much, you son of a... Okay, Andy, your questions was answered. This was the cue. So, with that being said... Okay, so, the cue is out. It's time for the N and the N. Two set of questions to answer. A ball left. It's time to shuffle. There's an A. There's an N. And there's an A. I'm going to target the A. Okay. Okay, can I hit the A? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Here you go, motherfucker. Okay, I believe I hit the A. So, let's see what's under this A. Come on, you right. Come on. Damn it. I didn't open it. Okay. So, the question that A offered was from Golden Dragon. Who is the best? If you don't know who Golden Dragon is, it's supposed to be the guy that hosts or helps give a little twist magic on the beginning of these videos. Okay. Who is the best mind in wrestling? Right now, the person I thought was the greatest mind in wrestling apparently lost his mind, and that it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon, yeah. Vince McMahon does good stuff. I believe he is the guy with, since he's the owner of the biggest and only big company of wrestling in the genre today. So, for better or worse, considering that WCW, the Territories, and even ECW went onto the toilet, and TNA doesn't seem to know what they're doing about themselves. So, in that aspect, by default, right now, it's Mr. Kennedy McMahon. Wrestlers are still making money out of the minds that this guy had. Company-wise, business-wise, it's still him. And the other one is Uzdaka, Goldust or Mankind. Darker in terms of a character, I believe that Goldust was a little creepier, and certain things creepier about him still to this day than Mankind. Although Mankind eventually evolved into a comedy kind of character, but Goldust, you can say that when he has the mind on his character, he can still be creepy as heck, especially with all fruity sexual type of character that he has. I believe in that aspect it creeps me out more, and most people Goldust than Mankind, at least my thought. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong, what you gonna do? Thank you very much, Golden Dragon. Okay, so we are now to the final letter, that is the last and certainly not least, the end in the Q&A. It's time to finish you off, Buster. Will I able to hit this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Third, 3 strikes, you're out! Okay, let's see what this one has to say. What the? What's questions and what's from? Alice's sister. Okay. What's your favorite diva in wrestling? All-time favorite diva is Trish Stratus. Right now is either AJ Lee or Paige. I know it's kind of cliche, but it's my honest answer. From the past, like in the Hogan years or Attitude Era years, probably or Sherry, Sensational Sherry, or Sensational Sherry, or just for the cuteness, Sunny. What the heck? Okay, and another one is the fabulous Moolah or Mae Young, the one that did the crazy stuff with the Dudleys. She was freaking awesome. So sad that both of these divas are now passed away, but man, that Mae Young was freaking incredible at their work. Very cool to see a diva, a sort of a senior lady in wrestling that has a lot of history into her, and not only that, but she had a good spirit about every stage in her wrestling. She had fun, basically. The other one is your feelings towards CM Punk's interview on the Heart of Wrestling podcast. Basically, since we are running out of hands to answer that one, basically all I can say is this. I admire CM Punk interview to an extent because it's very telling from a guy that says, hey, Vince McMahon, if you're going to hire me for 2011 and beyond, you're gonna have to let me prove to you that when I say I'm the best in the world, I'm truly the best in the world, and the likes of Cena, Orton, and Triple H, Undertaker, and all those guys, I am better at what I can be better at what they are doing. And if I prove to you that I'm full of BS and stupidity about it, then let me go. And for that aspect alone, CM Punk could have, for all this pain and whatnot. And also, take in mind that CM Punk left in January. We could have passed the WrestleMania thing money and all of the dates until July, until the end of his contract to collect that money, although there was could possibly be a little short or a little cut in the paycheck department, but CM Punk could grab that money. Money is money. If CM Punk was all about the money, he would grab that little money as well until the end of his contract. He would swallow his pride and say, hey, you know what, I'm not the best in the world and I'm not the best wrestler in the world. I'm your average superstar that runs around and still stick around for the money just like many other people. But the fact that CM Punk had professional pride enough and said to Vince, what he said, that I don't have the passion, if I can't be the superstar that I know I can be, or to prove to you that I'm just of a main event quality type of star as the other guys I just mentioned, then let me go. And for CM Punk to have that kind of pride into him, to leave the company like that and just say, I'm off, it speaks to the kind of a professional pride, the man that, hey, if I'm not doing my job properly, then I might as well quit, I might as well go elsewhere. And since CM Punk already had the money, he decided, hey, I'm out, I'm miserable, I don't have the passion, I don't have the heart to do this anymore, I'm not the CM Punk that I was a couple of years ago, then hell, goodbye Vince, it was a good run, but I had to go. And CM Punk could, if he was just for the money, he could have waited until his contract was expired to do work and all of that. So for those people there saying, it's all BS, he's just in it for the money, wanted for the money. First of all, the wrestling is a business. And I do believe to a certain extent that with CM Punk, it wasn't all about money. I could see CM Punk in a way that, hey, if I am in this area and what I'm doing, they're not being rewarded, they're not letting me be or do the things that I feel that's necessary for me to do a good job, then heck, I'll go elsewhere, do another work. I know that in this job world that's very difficult to find jobs. That's not always the case. You have to stick to your the place you're at. But CM Punk and other people didn't have that. But if he was all about the money, he would stick to it, you know. So that's kind of my thoughts about the Art of Wrestling podcast with CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk is all for the money. I believe he loved wrestling also, but he come a point, hey, I don't have love for it anymore. And since the WWE is not taking care of me from an health standpoint, heck, I'm not going to do anything for them anymore. It's just what it is, you know. And honestly, would you rather see a CM Punk all broken down, passionless, not doing the stuff he does, or would you rather see CM Punk being motivated to do the awesome work that he's provided over the years? Would you rather see? I would rather see a motivated CM Punk than a broken down old CM Punk. So that's my thoughts about this. I hope I could be not much of a blobbling idiot all through that. So thank you very much, Alice's sister. So this was my set of questions for this prototype Shuffling Gamble Q&A. This has been the Wrestling Shuffler. If you like the kind of concept I presented, submit your questions so I could put legitimate questions from Facebook and Twitter on all of that to the boxes and make this kind of Shuffling Gamble Q&A roll. This kind of a unique concept to me, or creative concept to me, roll harder than the other editions in my channel. This has been the Wrestling Shuffler, and all I can say is, see you next time, man!